I've been in winter maintenance since the middle of December, and I just actually flew a post-maintenance flight, a quick one yesterday. So I haven't been flying at all for 5 months. Had a bunch of different things, but now I have to fix an ADS-B issues. So while I was doing my flight, the Potomac controllers said they weren't seeing my ADS-B out. So now I'm back on maintenance till I can figure out what's going on with that on a new install.
Yeah, and being down there in the Potomac, they definitely want to know who you are, where you are, what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah, and I think I'd probably even get in a little bit of trouble if I was just flying in the box. So it's something that I want to get figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we have some contests this year that we can go to.
Well, they're still looking. They were still looking at doing Vermont as of right now. I mean, they're at least prepping for it.
Yeah. So as long as we keep going there,
I'd probably come up there.
I haven't heard anything about Wildwood. Have you?
I don't think they're doing that.
Okay. All right. I was crossing my fingers, but we'll see. All right. Let's see here. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Oh my. Yes, it's 8 o'clock. Okay. So let's change the scene over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Monday night live stream Spread Aviation. I'm Rob. Y'all know me from Spread Aviation and previously the Plane Talk podcast. If you're joining us tonight, thank you very much for coming out and spending some time with us. If you enjoy the stream, make sure you head on over to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Give us a like over there. Give us a follow for more fun content. And tonight, I am absolutely pleased to be joined by a friend of mine, a gentleman and a scholar, as well as a fellow aerobatic competitor, and a former F-18 pilot. This is David Taylor. David, say hi.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. Nice view out the cockpit there.
Yeah, for a digital world, this ain't bad. How closely does this resemble your old ride?
It's extremely close. I'm looking at seeing the rear view mirrors on a canopy bow. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So that it's pretty darn close. I really can't see anything that. Yeah, it's almost eerie close.
Well, I think the folks that put this module together, they try to take pride in what they're doing and make sure they get as close to what was in the actual aircraft as possible, be as high fidelity as possible without maybe violating any confidentiality or anything like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, so we're sitting here on the John C. Stennis. We got a couple of bags of gas on board, a couple sidewinders, but no threats today. And we can see here we've got an S3, an E2C Hawkeye, and some wires and some catapults. So how'd they do as far as modeling the deck of an aircraft carrier?
It looks pretty good to me. I mean, it would be easy for me to taxi around in this thing. Let's see. Yeah, it all looks pretty good to me. I'm not sure I have a trap on the Stennis. I would have to go back and check my logbooks, but that looks pretty familiar.
Excellent. All right. So why don't you talk me through lining up on the Cat here?
All right. So not very many people. It looks like we're doing a carrier qualification kind of thing, just flying around the carrier. Are you going to be taxiing or just what I'm thinking about here?
Yeah, I'll taxi over to the catapult.
Yep. So probably prior to me breaking down and getting the chocks and chains off, I've really already completed virtually all of my takeoff checklist. And really the only thing at this point, once I get taxiing around and broken down, I'm just looking at like a final wing spread and make sure they're locked, a wipeout, and then my catapult thing. So I'm pretty ready to go at this point. I'm looking around, just following my director. I saw you moving around your stick, the control stick there. You would not want to do that while you're just taxiing around the deck, though, just because you never know what kind of a ground, one of the petty officers or somebody, your plane captain. Sometimes even when they're standing around, they actually may be holding on to your flight controls for balance. So you normally wouldn't deflect those things unless you were given a command to. And normally you would do it in the chocks while you're doing your pre-flight and engine starts, but then after that, pretty much leave that stuff alone until you're actually in the catapult track, you're in tension, and your final controller gives you a wipeout signal so that everybody can check you out. But you're just kind of waiting around at this point. You're really ready to go, and waiting for your taxi director to keep on moving you up. Probably listening to the radios and just monitoring what's going on. You can kind of get a feel for what's happening and what the movement of the people on the deck is, and then what the air boss is saying, and kind of get a feeling about when your turn's going to come.
Okay, so we've got our taxi clearance. We're cleared to Cat 1, and as far as I know it, that's the one that's on the right-hand side of the front of the ship here.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're good to move. We'll bring the throttles up, get her rolling. Our nose wheel steering is on, and we'll click over to high mode, and just try to line it up here as best as possible. I'm definitely not a pro at this or anything. Okay, throttle back, and this should be about the line up here. So, because we don't have any crew or anything outside the aircraft, we'll just check our lineup here. That's pretty close. All right.
And then normally what would happen is the flight director who's standing, he would be standing in front of you with one foot on either side of the cat track, and the catapult would actually get retracted through his legs while he's standing there. And if you were slightly misaligned, once the shuttle came back, he would touch his nose with one hand and point either left or right, and that would to do a little nose wheel steering and really all you're doing is you're not moving the airplane, you're just moving your nose gear, your nose bar, just to get yourself aligned with the shuttle. So at that point, he would probably tell you to put your launch bar down and then see how the lineup went. And then if it was a little bit left or right, he'd touch his nose and give you a little left or right for lineup with your nose wheel steering to get it, centered in the shuttle there.
Okay, so we're looking pretty good.
You're looking pretty good there.
All right, we'll just bring up a little bit of power here. Get her rolling
Get your
forward.
launch bar over the shuttle.
I have to look away to get the keyboard. All right, and we'll press.
And then, and once you get into the past the shuttle there, you actually feel the launch bar smack down onto the flight deck and go, in front of the shuttle.
All right, so now that that's engaged, we've got our jet blast deflector in the up position, and now what would we be looking for at this point?
Well, you're just waiting because you never know. They may be a delay. They may be turning the ship. And they may be waiting for a guy on Cat 2 to launch. You never know. So you're just kind of watching your flight deck director and paying attention. You're relatively close to launching, so you're just actually waiting for him for the take tension signal, hand signal, and the throttle up signal.
Okay. So since we don't have that visible deck crew, we know we're hooked up to the Cat right now. We're ready for full power. Now, would you use full afterburner for your takeoff?
Well, it looks like we're just doing carrier qualification, so no. You would only use the afterburner on really heavy catapult shots, and even then, with the F-18, the afterburner staged so quickly that a lot of guys would just take off at military rated thrust, and then during the cat stroke they'd select afterburner.
Okay.
It's got such a good engine system that you'll never blow out the afterburners like on the old F-14 Tomcat. So a lot of guys would just stage afterburners for a couple seconds after the catapult, during the catapult shot, and for a couple seconds after. But for carrier qualification, you would never stage the afterburners. Just military rated thrust MRT is plenty.
Okay, well let's set those throttles forward here, and we'll see if she launches us. We may have to go to burner. We'll see. Just because the game signals. Yeah. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to go to burner. Now we've got our launch. Off the boat, gears coming, flaps auto. All right, we're airborne. That was quick.
Nice.
It's too fast to talk through.
It is fast. It's about 3 1/4 or 3.5 seconds on the catapult shot. It's 310 feet long. So it happens fast.
All right. So I'm going to start this left-hand turn here. We'll join back up on the boat. I didn't set up my TACAN or anything like that. I know what the numbers are. We'll get the ILS in here, 1-1, enter, okay, and we'll make sure all those are on. All right, so I've used those up front controls, but from there, looking back at the boat, like, I don't know how to get this thing back on the boat.
Yeah, well, not from there. You're going to end up having to go around the circle here once on the pattern.
All right. Well, since it's a sim, let me tighten it up, or we can take it out as far as we need to.
No, we don't have to. I mean, are you looking to just come into the landing pattern?
Yeah.
Enter the initial and come into the break?
Sure.
All right. So you probably just want to set yourself up on about mile and a half straight in, aligned with the ship's heading, which
Okay.
is the base recovery course, BRC.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to come up the starboard side of the ship, so the ship will be on your left,
Okay.
but fairly close aboard. So about 500 feet of beam, that's a half a ship lengths. So you're going to be coming in on heading, parallel to the ship's heading, at 800 feet.
Okay. So I got some altitude to scrub off here.
Yep, and airspeed at your discretion.
That seems like the tempting.
Yeah, the bad part is if you're going too fast and you screw it up, you get a bad grade.
Oh no, we don't want a bad grade. Okay, so half a ship, a beam,
Half a
on
ship
a BRC. Okay,
on
800
the BRC at 800 feet.
Okay, I got a little bit altitude to climb. There we go. Now we're in a good spot.
Yep, and you're doing, what's your speed?
360.
All right, 360, so you want to probably time a little bit.
Okay.
I would have timed maybe a couple seconds longer, but you're probably going to be doing a 3 or 4G turn, keep it level,
Okay.
and slowing down. Power's way back. Power should be at idle.
Okay, power's idle,
And
brakes coming out. Just for a second. Now it's back in.
And you want to be slowing down the gear speed on the reverse of the BRC, opposite heading of the BRC. Did you catch what your BRC was?
Yep, 360. I'm 180 now.
Okay, so below 250, gear and flaps full.
Okay, gears coming, flaps full, ready on the hook.
You're a little high. Hook should already been down.
Okay.
Hook's down even before you enter the brake.
Okay, all right.
So you're looking for 600 feet a beam. So you're probably way past the beam already.
Yeah. This happened so quick.
It happens really fast. So, and you need to put your rad alt in priority. You have your baro alt, but barometric altitude, but you need to go rad alt in priority.
Oh, okay.
Everything happens on the radar at this point.
Boom. There we go. I assume that
So
was it underneath the upfront controls.
At the 90 degrees off the BRC, you should be about 475 on the altitude.
Okay.
So you're way deep. So you're probably not bad in terms of altitude, but you flew a really long pattern. Yeah, the fact that you're behind the plane guard ship there means you're really far back.
Okay. All right. We want to be inside that guy.
Yeah, way inside there. Plus, the ship's only 2 degrees below the horizon, so you are actually way right of course. You're lined up well right and well low. You probably won't get a ball. You might be getting one now.
Let's see. Let's bring it up just a hair here.
You're still low.
Okay, let's fix it. There's a ball.
All right.
We're still low though.
There it comes. Yep, and you're drifting left.
Okay, let's fix that. And that's definitely a bolter right there.
Yeah. No, that's bad, dude. This will be a wave off.
Wave off. Oh no. That's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection on me right there. Good news, this is a sim, so we're learning. we're learning, we're making mistakes, and it's you got to make the mistakes here, right? Okay. Yeah. So we're back on the practice. Cat. We are back hooked up, ready to launch. Okay, you said I should be in rad out. Let's get that going.
Yeah, so rad out in priority, so you'll have a flashing 0 with an R on it, because you want to know when you're getting close to the water if you have a settle off the catapult. The other thing you want to do is, if I were you, I'd put the TACAN onto the ship's, get the TACAN on now.
Okay.
And insert the BRC into your steering line, into your nav.
That part you may actually have to talk me through once I get
it's going to be down on your HSI, but you should be able to do the course line. Boy, it's been It's been a
Yeah.
lot of years.
Yeah.
Trying to remember how to insert the course line into the TACAN
I have a heading select
or the
here.
waypoint.
Let's see. Here's TACAN.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. You should be able to do it with a waypoint or a TACAN. So there should be a heading select thing, and you're gonna put 360. So
Ooh,
hopefully there's a way to do that.
hold on here. I can hold my
Oh, there it
course.
is. I
Course
see it. I
select
see it.
360.
Yeah, you're gonna put it on 360.
Enter. We have a line.
So now here's what you want to do on the downwind. You want to be about 1.25 miles to a mile, somewhere right around there. Really about 1.25 miles a beam on the downwind. So now you're going to be able to see on your heads-up display how far off of the course line you are, and you want to be setting yourself up for about 1.2 to 1.3 miles a beam on the reciprocal.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up the SA page because nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. Okay, how do I get back to that page?
It's going to be the basic
HSI.
HSI.
There we go.
And then up on your HUD, you should see a distance. Do you see the 0.1 down on the right there?
Yes.
So you're 0.1, basically 0, but that one you're going to want to turn downwind and be flying parallel on the reverse course at about 1.2 to 1.3 miles a beam. That's how you know you can make a standard rate turn and show up on center line.
Okay, 1.2, 1.3 a beam at 800 feet, correct?
Yeah, so I would recommend if you're just doing carrier qualifications that your flap should be half now, but
Okay.
don't raise the gear. I mean, the best thing you can do is just try to fly the best pattern you can.
Okay.
Which is off the cat, keep dirty, up to 600 feet, flaps to full, then do a standard rate turn downwind to try for 1.2 to 1.3 miles a beam.
Okay. All right, so we're ready on the cat launch here. Chatterbox 5, thanks for joining, Chatterbox. And here we go, power's coming up. We're going to go into gate. Leaving the gear down this time. We just said leave the flaps half as well, correct?
Until your pattern altitude.
Okay,
600
perfect.
feet.
All right. A little pitchy there. We'll come out of burner because we don't need to go all that fast. We got the gear out right now.
It happens. 600 feet happens fast.
Oh, boy, I went right through that. Look at that. Yes, it does.
So easy on the turn. You remember you're dirty. You're looking to get back to on speed.
Okay.
You can actually hit the auto throttles right now if you want.
Oh, yes.
Which is your, ring finger on your left hand. Then you need to put your hook down because your on-speed indexers are flashing.
Okay, so they're mad at me right now. Okay, here we go. And we're sinking
And
like
it looks
crazy.
like your auto throttles aren't on now.
Okay, that's all right. We'll go manual.
And you're low.
Yeah, yeah. And
you're
we're
past
wide.
the base recovery course.
Oh boy, I'm all over this.
And you're 1.4 beam, so not too bad.
Okay, a little
and
high.
You've already passed a beam, so you should be starting your turn already.
Okay, all right.
And it's going to be a standard turn. It's going to be a 30-degree angle of bank turn and about 2 degrees of descent.
Okay, well, we have a lot more than 2 degrees right now.
And you should be at 400. Yeah, so you need to power up. You're actually really fast too.
Okay.
Wonder why you're so. Your gear is down? Your flaps are full?
Gears down, flaps are half. Let's bring those flaps to full. Let's do that here. Okay, she's yelling at me. All right, got a little sync.
You're still slow though. You're showing a slow chevron, but you're way fast. So something maybe need to modify the software there a little bit.
Okay, I'll write them an email. I definitely look low. Yeah, I don't even have a ball.
Low.
Okay. Air brake's coming
Easy
out.
with it now. It's going to be coming up fast.
This is going to be a one-wire. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That hook definitely would have caught the
I
fancy.
noticed that your velocity vector is down there at the -5 degrees, and that's never a healthy place to be on a landing pattern.
Oh, well. Well, hey, we survived it, but that would get graded as what, a poor or an unsat?
That would be, well, you're actually severely left of lineup too, so you probably would get a talking to from the LSOs at that point. That would definitely be a no grade, and it probably wouldn't be a cut pass, but it would not be good and probably be talking to you.
Okay, let's try one more then. and we'll try and do it right this time.
So let's go. Yeah, so as soon as you get airborne with a positive rate of climb, get out of burner.
Okay.
And you got to start pushing the nose forward to not go above 600 feet.
Okay.
So you're back to half flaps.
All right, we'll get that.
And did you push the takeoff trim button?
Let's push takeoff trim here. So we got takeoff trim.
You got to push that. So all your flight controls, you should be at 12, 30, 30, and 12. Look on your flight control page.
Boom, they just got there, 12, 30, 30, and 12. It says 13, but yeah, it's all right.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, we're hooked up to the cat. We're ready for another shot here. Okay, anything else I should do before I go this time? We're going out of burner, 600 feet. We're pushing over, starting that standard rate turn.
Yeah, and I would just wait. I would drive at least a mile upwind. So go until, so down on your HUD there where it says 0.1, I would just go straight ahead until it says 1 mile. So you're 1 mile above the nose, and then start a standard rate turn to the left. And then that'll get you a beam, a relatively good a beam. It'll show a little bit more on the HUD display there, but if you look down on your HSI, it'll show you a 1.4, which is about 1 wingtip. So if you look down there at your HSI, you'll see the Hornet display.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're at the correct beam distance, the wingtip of the little imaginary Hornet will be exactly on the line.
Okay. And that's at scale 40, or should I tighten this up?
I can't remember.
Okay, I'll go to 5 and we'll take a look at it. Because that's now 5 all the way across. No, it's probably scale 10. Scale 10 probably makes more sense. Okay. All right, we'll try it again here. Power's coming up. Here we go.
So go a mile upwind.
1 mile high. Boom. And
all right, so there's a positive rate of climb out of burner. You can see how your DME, or distance measuring equipment, is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So start nosing it over. 600 feet comes fast.
Oh yes,
and you're doing 200. You're doing 220 knots, so you need to do it powered back way before what you did.
Okay.
So now you can go hook down, full flaps, and start a 30-degree angle of bank turn. Level turn, 30 degrees.
Turn.
Work your way slowly down to 600. You should be kind of working at like a half a degree of nose up, half a degree of nose down, and you're pretty far past 30 degrees. So less aggressive. You want to be precise here.
I'm doing the aerobatic competition turn.
Yeah, so there you got 600 feet, pretty good. Your speed's good. It's looking a little slow. Have you gone to full flaps yet?
Yes, I'm at full flaps now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're still more than 30 degrees. So how you doing on your HSI in terms of being one airplane a beam?
I'm a little wide.
All right. Check your heading. Don't go too far past. So keep your turn coming, and you can make a correction once you get on heading.
Okay. So I'm looking
so you're
for
going to get on heading, then look at how you're doing a beam.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. And
we'll
so you're going to
see.
be looking. You're going to be just keeping as precise as you can, looking over, and when you're about just past a beam,
Right
which
about
is
now.
there, you're going to start your turn. So it's going to be about a 25-degree angle of bank turn.
Okay.
About a 1.5 or 2 degree, maybe 1 degree nose down. So your VSI should be, your vertical speed indicator should be about 200, not 600.
Yeah, that's a little much. Okay,
So
there's
just keep
a little
it
bit
coming.
better.
Don't overbank.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Thank you.
All right. So maybe start a tiny little bit of descent here.
Okay.
Not much. Probably looking pretty good. Your speed looks really high though. So
A little bit of air brake maybe. Or
yeah,
now
and
we're gonna
I
sink
wouldn't.
rate.
Now your descent rate's coming down pretty high. You're 1,000 feet a minute.
Yeah. Okay, let's get a little bit of wings level here. If we have to bolter, we'll bolter. Yeah, well, look how wide we got on that. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you were really fast. I mean, normally the pattern you'd be flying 140 or so.
Okay.
I'm wondering what your gross weight is.
I got 14,000 pounds of gas on board. Is that a problem?
Yes, that is a problem.
Okay, let's get rid of that gas. Boom. All right, now we're down to 11,000 pounds.
That's still way too heavy to land.
Okay. I have a dump around here. Where's my dump?
Let me try to remember here.
These gem ties, engine crank. So yeah, that would explain.
Here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it looked to me, I think it was down on your left side. I have to remember, but there's maybe a guarded switch.
I heard beeping. I looked up. Okay, maybe what's this one? No, that doesn't do anything. Gen tie control. That's not it.
Oh, it's been 20 years. So
this is a bad attitude. I can actually look for it here. Dump. Got to spell it right. Fuel dump switch on off. Okay, let's map it to a button here. Throttle. Let's put it on there. It shouldn't normally be there, but let's put it down. Okay. Unload attitude.
So for carrier qualifications, you're normally going to be about 5,000 pounds of gas.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, we definitely have some to dump then. Let's control the speed here. We don't want to overstress our gear, and we'll just do another lap around the pattern. So you would get stacked up, correct? Like if there'd be a holding stack over the ship.
If you're waiting to come down, then yeah, you would be your gear and flaps would be up, and you'd be flying around at either 1,200 feet if you're the ready guy, or then 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000. But the ready guy, the next guy down would be circling at 1,200 feet.
Okay, so we're at 1,200 right now, so I think we're in a good spot for that. We're at 8,000 pounds of gas, so we're getting better. We're getting there. And we're right over top of the ship. So now how would we come down from the stack?
Well, if you're at this point, you're not in the landing pattern. You're 1,200 feet. So at that point, you would go around, you would be clean, and you'd come back into the break.
Okay, so that would be join up on the right-hand side of the ship at 600,
yeah,
800 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Gotcha. And let's clean it up. Why not? Okay, let's get that up. We'll leave the hook down, though, because the hook would stay down in that case, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate you talking me through this. This is amazing to actually get this kind of feedback and advice from an actual F-18 pilot. So the way I was doing it before was just, hey, go Yahoo into the pattern and try to line up the ball, and if you catch a wire, you catch a wire.
Yeah, and obviously consistency is the name of the game in terms of repeatability and performance and being good at it and safe.
Yes, absolutely. Now there appears to be a Seahawk 60 that's hanging out off the right hand side here. It's kind of tough to see, but he's that little black speck right there.
Yep.
Would they normally be hanging out right about there?
They fly a 500-foot pattern clockwise on the starboard side of the ship. So yeah, he's the plane guard. He's the helo, and he would be flying the starboard pattern there,
okay,
out of the landing pattern.
All right. And then the rest of these ships are responsible for protecting the carrier and making sure that nothing happens to him.
Well, and then the guy behind the cruiser that's behind the carrier, about 1,500 feet, he's called the plane guard.
Okay.
So he's picking up people that fall overboard, or if there's a mishap or something like that, he's the person that's going to be the ship that's going to be the fastest available on site.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're a beam here, 1.31 wings width, and let's shut off that fuel dump. Okay, there we go. A little bit of a descent starting that turn.
Yeah, that's way too much though. You need to be 200 feet a minute, not 900.
Okay.
So 1 degree nose down. 1 degree nose down.
All right. We're at 130 knots. How are we so slow? Okay.
That's good. The max gross for landing is 141, so that's a much better speed.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're in good shape then. Okay, let's bring that up just a hair. How are we looking here? 140. I'm a little quick.
Yeah. So now you're looking much better in control. Your altitude's good. Don't go too far nose down, though. Your descent rate is really going out the roof here at the 45.
Okay,
You need to
correcting.
definitely get that under control.
There we
Your
go.
altitude's now looking not too bad. So work your way on center line. Don't ever go more than about 3 degrees nose down, though. The 7 degrees is
Fixing.
way, way, way too far.
Okay,
So
correcting
now you're
here.
way low. That's plenty of correction. Now back nose down. And now start flying the ball. It's probably high, clear
Uh-oh.
high.
All right. Well, I think I think we've learned our lesson there that we need a whole lot more practice and being consistent so we can
Right.
execute that safely. Okay, let's get to the fun part here. We have a whole bunch of missions here where we're using different weapons or fighting different aircraft. Let's go fight somebody. How's that sound?
Who are you gonna fight?
Let's see. It looks like we're in a Hornet. We've got two AIM-9Ms. And some guns and some rockets. Why do we have rockets? And two MiG-23s. Is that a challenge? I don't think that's really a challenge.
Well, it depends. Depends how you fly. Depends how you fly yours and how he flies his.
That's true. How about an Su-30? I don't know about that. An Su-30 is big and heavy. All right, let's go. Wait a minute. How about this? Weapon qualification, AIM-9M. Let's see what this is. Or AIM-9X. Okay, so we got 4 MiG-29s, MiG-29As. This should be a good fight, right?
A 4v1 on a MiG-29 against a Hornet. They would have to be just knuckleheads for you to be able to beat them. Plus,
Well,
you only have two missiles. What's your plan for the other two?
well, I think in the game they decide to give us a distinct advantage here. They've managed to load us up with 6
Oh, there you go. All right.
AIM-9Xs. And not only did they load us up with 6 AIM-9Xs, you can see them here. They have the little red chevrons below them. We are on their 6.
They don't see you coming.
Right. So I've got the mission paused right now, but a couple of controls that we want to definitely use. Did you guys have a helmet-mounted displays when you were flying the Hornet?
No.
No. Okay. So I'll get this fired up, and we'll get the IR cool. I assume this IR cooling is for the missiles.
Yes.
Okay. So he went high. He went right. These two are tracking straight. So let's send a missile after him and one after this guy. Oh no, that one went stupid. We'll just watch our 6 real quick and we'll chase this guy around here. Okay, so we got one on our 6. And the missile had good tone on him. But no, it didn't track. Oh no, it did. He just outmaneuvered it. Okay, let's check our 6 again. We got one coming around on us. Got a good tone there. And now we'll take another look. Okay, he's around on our 6. All right, Tails, what do you think I should do from here?
Well, I don't actually see where this guy is now. I mean, you're going to need to defend against a missile, and he's too far for guns, and he looks like he's continuing to fly. So I think that I would end up trying to use the vertical maybe a little bit if you had airspeed. I can't tell what your speed is, but
218, 215. So with the heads up, with the helmet mounted display, you can see it in my, hopefully on the screen here. Maybe not, if it's not broadcasting the right eye. Okay, let's get a little bit of smash, nose down. Let's change the angles.
yeah, you want to probably cut across the bottom of his circle there.
Yeah.
And now I would go up.
Okay. 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300. Here we go. I think we did force him to overshoot. There should be one more out here. And there he is. Well, there's the guy that was on our tail. I'm hunting the other guy right now, but I'm not seeing him. All right. Looks like we're head to head with this guy. He's going up. I'm going to stay flat because I'm just a hair slow. And there's the other one. Found the other one. He's now on my 6. The other guy's going high. Okay, so we're back to that 2v1, but we're raiding on this guy. Let's see if we can't get a missile shot on him. Okay, is that going to track? Yes, that's tracking. Okay, find the other guy. There he is. He's back on our 6. Let's make sure that splashed him. Yep, got him. Okay, so he's back on our tail. We got a whole lot of ground in front of us.
It's nice having an AIM-9X that can do 90 off shots.
Yes, it is. It feels like cheating. But if you're in a fight, you got to cheat, right? If you aren't cheating, you're losing. Okay, let's see if we can't rate this guy or get him to overshoot here. We're at 460 knots. We got lots of energy. You say we should go vertical?
Lots. I would say, yeah, because you're way too fast. I mean, I would, if you're not on the limiter now, you should be on the limiter.
Okay. Let's get on it here. There's Betty going flight controls. All right, he's got a lock on us, but... And he's going down. Let's see if we can't chase him down here. 270, 260, 250, 240.
You should be able to go up after him.
Okay. And he's low yo-yo. Oh, we got the nose coming around. Okay, let's go. I'm using this little pinky paddle on the stick. That gets me a little bit extra AOA, does it not?
No, you should never use that.
Never use that?
I mean, the Hornet, you never use that.
Okay, all right. So that's a good heads up. And I have one AIM-9 left. But we've now reversed the position. Should we go for the guns kill or should we just be cheeky?
You would never do guns kill unless you were like in close. You'd always want to try to separate and keep your speed up if possible. So
okay,
you can take them out with a missile. That's always the better way to do it.
Fox. Splash.
So the G limiter override is your pinky finger. That's only to save you from hitting the ground.
Okay.
And what it does is it allows you to it bypasses the G limiter and gives you an extra 50% G. But that's only above the 7.5 G. I mean, if you're only pulling 4 Gs and you paddle that thing, nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only if you're pulling 7.5 Gs because you're on the G limiter, the computer G limiter, and you still think you're going to hit the ground, then that can give you up to 10.75 Gs to keep you from hitting the ground.
Okay. So that's definitely a useful tool.
But it's more than the elastic limit of the airplane. So basically you're breaking the airplane, but it's to save your life.
Right. And more than likely, if you have any stores on board, they're not going to hold on.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Oh, they will? Okay.
Oh, yeah. The plane is strong.
Very good. Okay. All right. Excellent. Let's see. Trying to think if is there anything else that you'd like to see out of this module, this aircraft, or anything that you remember from your time flying the Hornet that you're like, hey, I wonder if they did this or they modeled this or anything like that?
Let's see. In terms, trying to think in just terms of AMRAAM, or I see the gun solution set looks pretty good there. It'd be interesting to see what the gun solution set looks like with a lock on a Bandit.
Okay.
So right now you were just running around in basic guns, but it'd be interesting to see what it looked like if you actually had a radar lock on your target.
Yeah, let me do that. We'll saddle up against the Su-30 and we'll do guns only fight with him and get you to see that. Absolutely. Okay.
And the other thing that would be interesting if you're thinking about it, would be to do a constantly computed impact point bombing run, maybe a CCIP bombing run.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Just with just a general purpose GP, like a GP 500 or something, a 500-pound bomb.
Okay. Yeah, we'll fire that up too, because frankly, the air to mud mission is not one that I've paid much attention to. I've been doing a lot of SEED, suppression of enemy air defenses, with the harm, but the air to ground stuff is not one that I spend a lot of time on. So here we're nose to nose with a guy, 800 knots closure. 3 miles, and we'll get into a little bit of a fight with him. So at this speed, we should go vertical after the merge.
If it's SU-30, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just crank around and crank just right on the limiter.
Okay. Find him.
So now I need a lock. So vertical acquisition. Nice, keep it coming. So do you have your vertac engaged?
Sorta.
Or you can just go bore sight or just rocker back.
Yep, we got him now. We're a little
slow.
So
you're going to be slow, so you're going to have to pull a lot of lead.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him. I'm just going to lag pursuit on this and let him.
Yeah, I would start pulling now, though. He's going downhill. Okay. You probably needed to have pulled sooner than that.
Okay.
So now you're going to have to pull ahead of him to get that pipper ahead of him.
Okay, and there's some terrain here, so I'm just going to make sure we don't touch that. And we'll see if we can't follow him around. I'm going to build a little bit of smash here as he goes up, let him waste his energy, and now we'll go get him 300 knots. Okay, so is this showing what you expect to see?
I'm just looking at the pipper here and see what the gun range is. Can't really tell what the pipper's doing. It needs to get like closer to him. Now you pull lead. So now's when you pull lead. Pull. There.
Whoop.
There you go.
All right. He's going down. So is this what you expect the gun sight to look like? Or
yeah, the symbology is a little bit different. I see the shoot cue, but it's probably just because of a software update since I was flying it. But yeah, that's good.
All right. We don't necessarily need
so it's fun. One of the neat things you were talking about, concentrating on the fighter missions and stuff. But anyone worth his salt is only a fighter pilot. Only a fighter pilot if he needs to. The basic things you need to do is put your knee in his chest and your knife at his throat, and that when you're dropping bombs. And only if someone's keeping you from dropping bombs do you need to shoot them down. So I'm kind of an air to ground guy. I'm good at fighter pilot. I went to Top Gun, but you do fighter to allow yourself to get to the target and drop bombs.
All right, and it seems too that the mission is to support the man on the ground, the Marine, the Army soldier.
Or even just interdiction. Just go take out targets.
That mission just crashed the sim. Firing it back up here. That'll be a second. But tell me a little bit about Top Gun.
Top Gun is a little bit different than what the movie Top Gun is. Unlike the movie, where it's kind of a who's the best, who's the winner. Top Gun is actually a train the trainer course. So you go to learn how to be a training officer, to train to be the training officer in your squadron. So it's really intensive. There's no winners. Everyone's in there together. A lot of long days, a lot of long briefs and debriefs, but your purpose is to learn how to be a good air-to-air training officer in your squadron. And then once you get done doing Top Gun, you would normally get follow-on orders to be a training officer in a Hornet squadron. So you'd be the head air-to-air training guy. So it's a train the trainer. A lot of flying, a lot of lectures about all the weapon systems and tactics. So pretty intense. I think it was 6 weeks when I was there. It might even be longer now. But definitely a train the trainer. Really, no egos involved. There's no Tom Cruise. It's everyone working super, super hard.
All right. So here we are. We got waypoints 1, 2, and 3 are 3 target groups. Waypoint 1 is marked with red smoke, 2 with green, and 3 with blue. At each waypoint are a group of trucks as targets. Hornet is loaded with Mark 82 low drag, Mark 82 SE high drag general purpose bombs, Mark 20 Rockeye 2 cluster bombs, LAU 68 rocket pods with 2 3/4 inch unguided rockets, and of course our 20 millimeter gun.
That's a good loadout.
Now let's.
You aren't going very far with that loadout, but that's a really sweet loadout.
This is the Nevada test range. So the map that we were on when we started this was, I believe, the Caucasus region. And then when we were fighting the SU, we were in Nevada again, and here we are back at Nevada.
Oh, nice.
So we've got.
So down at the Fallon range.
I'm going to go with the yes because I have no clue. All right, so I've clicked it into air to ground mode here, and I'm just going to pause so we can look around really quick and hopefully kind of talk through how to put bombs on target.
Okay. So let's see. Your first things you're going to need to. So you're in the air to ground mode over there on the left, to the left of the display. So that's good. And you have your master arm switch already on arm. And right now I'm trying to see. You need to select a weapon.
Okay.
So your air to ground weapons, I think it's on that left display. So what are you going to try to drop first? I think you need to select.
I think you have to push a button up here, right?
Yeah. So you have the retard. You have the Mark 82. You have.
This is the rocket pod.
What does that say on the little push tiles on the? Oh, that's a 68. It said.
Yeah, 68S.
So 82B is just the regular Mark 82s.
Okay.
And then you have the retire. So you selected the Mark 82, and it was. Did the Mark 82 go into priority on the wing station display there?
Yes, right down here.
Yep.
Okay.
So your first thing you're going to be doing is dropping a Mark 82.
Okay.
Just a regular dumb bomb, ballistic, using the computing software on the plane. Okay. So now right now you have. Are you in? I think you might be. Yeah. So you're in constantly computed impact point over there on the right, CCIP. It says dud right now, because.
Do we have to fuse it?
So you want to do mech fuse, mechanical fuse.
Okay. And we have tail, nose. Probably nose.
It'll be nose.
Okay, nose. We'll do nose. And okay, now it does not say dud.
There you go.
All right. I'm so glad you were here.
So one thing I would do, can you freeze it for just a second?
Yes.
So on your HUD display, there's two different ways of having it appear to you. One is wind corrected, and the other is not wind corrected. So right now you are in a wind corrected mode, so your HUD is sliding left and right the whole display as the winds are moving. Yeah. But there's a way to do that. I can't remember what the switch is. Hold on a second. It's probably up. It's probably right up there somewhere. But the fact that it's going back and forth is kind of a little bit distracting. What you want to do is center it up, and your CCIP will move by itself.
Okay. So the computer's already calculating wind with all of that anyway.
It's already calculating the wind 5 times a second.
Okay.
So I mean, once you're nose down now, if you dive in on a target, so you need to find a target.
I got some down here. Got some blue smoke.
And once you roll in, then the CCIP solution will come down to you, and you just have to put the X on the target, hold it there, and then hit the pickle button. So you're a little high and not steep enough. So there's your X. You need to drag the X over to the target. So now it's already past it. Oh, there's some trucks there. Hold it there and then release.
Okay.
So that was good. So it should be. So now go up there and so. Oh, there you go.
Boom.
Nice.
We blew up a truck.
There you go. That's good. Looks like it worked pretty well, and the symbology was easy to follow.
Okay.
So now, I was looking back at your HUD.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you went. Did you go to air?
No, I just dropped both bombs, so now nothing is selected. I think I
Oh,
dropped both of my Mark 82s. So now I
so you
have
can
the.
select retard. Go to the RE. Select the REs again. Be
Hmm.
nose fuse, mechanical nose fuse.
Okay. We do have dud up front. Okay, so that makes sense. And go away. This says PRI and VT.
Primary, and VT is a electronically fuse that it'll blow up at a certain altitude above the ground.
Ah, okay.
Can't
So
remember what the acronym is. So
yeah.
now with the retards, it's going to be really draggy. So you have to be really steep or relatively low and relatively steep. But the symbology that to get that X up on your HUD, you have to be fast and steep and probably not very high.
Okay, let's get
You
the.
know, the high drag bombs usually are for low altitude ingress, pop up maneuver. But you can see how steep you have to be. So you're really not using them.
Oh, oh, it. Well, let's see here. Didadoosh. Okay,
That looked like a rock eye.
it did look like a rock eye.
So actually, because you selected RE, that is rock eye. That's what
Oh,
that
okay.
meant. So the 82 XT is the retard Mark 82.
Okay, so maybe that's why we didn't see the fusing like we expected to see.
Yes.
There we go. Now we'll set that to nose fuse. And I almost hit that mountain. I got back in the cockpit just in
Yeah.
time.
So you need to be down low. You're way too high for high drag. You need to be coming in there at 500 feet and pop up and roll upside down and kind of do a shallow, 15-degree dive, but relatively low.
Okay, all right. Let's go press on. Now there's the red target. Let's go back over to him.
So come down the mountain, come down close to the mountain, and then once you get to the peak, like right there, now dive up 30 degrees,
Okay, up 30,
quick 30, and then roll over and then down 20.
down
Quick,
20.
quick, quick, quick. Now roll up and now get on target.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. And pickle, pickle.
Yeah, it looked like you're in between the two, so we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
they didn't pop out.
Well, they do, but your little cross was in between the two tanks when you hit the pickle. You got to hold the cross on the vehicle while you pickle.
Okay.
It's just like shooting the machine gun. You have to have the pipper on the target as you're squeezing the trigger.
Okay, let's do it again. That's the beauty of
All
this.
right,
We're not spending taxpayer dollars right now.
that's right.
I want to thank everybody who's followed us out here so far. And thank you for joining us on the Monday night live stream. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just search Spread Aviation. We're here with Tails, former F-18 Commander Top Gun graduate. And now he's talking me through putting bombs on target. Okay, so we've got the 82 X-Ray Tango. And I'm going to go
Which is
down and get low. This is the retarded
yep.
bomb. And we'll go nose fuse on that. Okay.
High drag bomb.
High drag.
It's not retarded. It's not retarded.
It's aerodynamically retarded. It's slowed down. Okay, so this is this.
Right, so keep on coming in low. So you should be at radar altitude. You should have your radar altitude on now. Go to rad alt.
Okay. I just had to keep from smacking into the ground right there. Up and again.
So you're past the target. You're a little too close to be able to do the pop maneuver now, probably. But you can do a laydown now. So see that?
Yeah. Oh, it adjusted.
No, it's just that you're low. So once you pickle, though, you got to get out of there
Okay. Pickle and
move laterally.
okay. All right. I'm not seeing any tail fins come out. Are there supposed to be tail fins or anything like that?
Yeah, there are 4 big fins that are folded forward.
You see what I see?
When the
See what I see
when
here,
the bomb's
Tails?
on your wing.
I see this drag button.
Oh yeah, you needed to go to retard.
Okay, now we've got it. Now we're
Yeah,
figuring it out.
Yeah, there are two pull pins on the bomb, and you have to. One is to arm the fuses, and the other one is to arm the retarded fins to pop out.
Okay, so now we're rolling in here. You said I want to be nice and low, down around 500 feet.
You can, yeah, if you want to just do a level laydown.
Okay. So here's well, that's 350. That's a little too low. Nice and fast. Okay, 400. And now we're rolling up on a target. I got to get that on something here. Oh, I'm not even pointed at anything. There's a whole
Nope.
circle of trucks here. I didn't pickle. There's a whole circle of
Okay.
trucks there, and I missed
That was a
all of
good
them.
one. And when you said you're fast, you weren't fast. I mean, if I was going to come in bomb in a hostile environment, I'd be doing 540.
Okay.
I'd be
All right.
hauling ass.
All right, let's do it. We'll select burner here. We got tons of gas. Let's burn it. And we'll sneak up on these evil trucks here. Nice and low. We got our bomb fusing set. We got the drag set. I can't imagine, honestly, flying this low and then going heads down to the MFD and having to find what you needed to find and then
Oh
coming
no,
back
you're
and
not doing heads down to the MFD at this point. You have this pre-set up 20 miles away.
gotcha. Okay. All right. There we pickled. We'll take a look. Now we got them out. There we go. That's good effect. The BDA, we destroyed that guy.
Good.
All right. Well, what else would you like to see? Is there anything else? I mean, I don't want to take your whole evening here. You've already spent a gracious hour of your time, and I'm very, very thankful to have you here. What else can I show you?
Those are good simulations. Let's see. The only other I did a a seed mission, a suppression of enemy air defense missions in Desert Storm, shooting some harm, high-speed anti-radiation missiles. So if it'd be fun just to see what that looks like.
Oh, absolutely. And if there's not a mission here for that, I'll definitely. Ooh, here we go. Weapons qual, AGM-88C harm. Yeah, this one. So the community that uses this game, for the most part, you can do the single player thing, do it at home on your home PC. But one of the things I find the most fun is to do the multiplayer missions, and there are uh, probably 70 servers or so that individual people have set up, and some of the more detailed ones require people to participate in all the different roles.
Nice.
There's air-to-air refueling. There's air-to-air combat. There's the A-10C. There's the Su-25T on the Russian side. And my favorite one recently has been doing the suppression of enemy air defense. So we've got four threats here: an SA-8, an SA-3, an SA-6, and an SA-2. Any of those make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up?
Well, and normally the higher numbers are the more capable ones. So, but there's difference in distances too. So right now, you could fly probably above an SA-8, couldn't fly above an SA-6. The SA-2 and 3 are older. So why don't we try the SA-6?
Okay, so we're going for waypoint 3 here, and we may actually have to fight our way all the way there, depending on how they have the threat rings and the radar stacked up over top of each other. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we have these set up. I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna make sure my that's set to heads up display. Good. Okay, so here's our situation here. They have the SA-8, the SA-2, the SA-6, and the SA-3 all kind of in a cluster here.
Okay.
So we can see them on our heads-up display up here for the radar warning receiver. We got two search radars and an SA-6. And I have to unpause to do this. Go to air-to-ground mode. We'll bring up the harm, seeker head, and I'm going to go target of opportunity mode. Do you think that's the most appropriate for right now?
Well, I mean, if you didn't know where it was and you just thought that you just thought that they weren't going to be turning their radars off. So yeah, you could do TOO. I mean, obviously, if you knew the lat long of the thing, the actual target location of it, you would put the lat long of it in, because then it flies a better optimum trajectory. The TOO is more of a direct flight path, and it's going to be kind of pointing its seeker right at where it thinks it is. and looking around a little bit more. So you can do that if you want, if you don't know the exact location. So yeah, let's try that.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. And our highest threat here, you said, was the SA-6. So let's keep it on the SA-6. We're up at 33,500 feet right now, Mach 0.88. And we're getting lit up by the SA-2.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean the SA-2 and the 3 aren't going to be able to come up and get you, but they're relatively slow. They're easy. They're more easy to defeat, but you definitely probably have to be moving around a little bit. You might want to do some preemptive chaff while you're doing that.
Okay.
But you're going to be inside the SA-2 and 3 envelope, more so the SA-2. The 3 is a little shorter, but you're going to be inside those envelopes before you get in the SA-6 envelope. But you're not going to want to duel with the SAMs. You're not just going to want to go fly in there into their envelopes. You probably want to launch your missile against the SA-6 TOO outside the other 2 threat rings.
Okay, we did get a launch indication from the SA-2, so I'm turning cold here, dumping a little bit of chaff. And there's another launch warning from the SA-2. And we're up here in the contrails. I don't see any missiles right now. Do you?
Yeah. The missile burnout may come, relatively quick. The SA-2 is about the size of a telephone pole, but even that at 5 miles, you're not going to see it.
Okay. All right, so we'll turn back in. We'll get a better position if we fly around the threat ring here. We should get a good spot on the SA-6. Do you think?
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you can't go in the outer ring. I can't see what the largest circle is. What is the largest circle?
Yeah, I think
that's the SA-2. So you can go inside the SA-2 to shoot your missile, but you don't want to keep driving. You want to go in, shoot, turn into the beam or turn cold, so that missile can't get all the way to you before you're tail on.
Okay. All right, so we're in air-to-ground mode. Sensor of interest is a left MFD. We're going to do the handoff over to the harm, and we'll line it up here. And Magnum. Missiles coming off the rail, and we don't need to keep pointed at this thing, right?
Nope. It's autonomous at that point. It's got its seeker on, looking.
Okay, I'm just going to turn the autopilot on here, and we'll follow the missile. Let's see if it got there. 240, enter, and heading selects. Barometric altitude. Come on. Sometimes it doesn't want to go into baro outhold. It's doing heading select real good. Yeah, we're level enough. Okay, so here's our missile coming in. There's our contrails way out there. And we can see the SAM site is the red labels. And we'll see how this one does. We launched it from about 30 miles out.
You're plenty of altitude, though. It's got plenty of range for that.
Okay.
So it only really matters now whether he continues to transmit.
Oh, is that?
If he quits transmitting, then that thing's done.
So the harm doesn't remember where it was.
If you launch it against a GPS target, in the TOO mode, no, it's not paying attention to where it is. If you launch it on a GPS lat long, then if it doesn't sense anything, it'll go back to tracking to the GPS lat long.
Oh, okay.
And then hopefully the enemy radar will turn back on, and then it can use its sensor and hone in on it. But if you're just doing TOO, it's just guiding up a signal, and it'll try to maybe optimize its flight trajectory compared to what it last saw, but it's definitely not as good of a mode.
Okay. Well, the missile got there, and I'm not seeing any SA-6 signatures here. So how about we go to self-protect mode? All right, so now it's looking at the SA-2. And you think we're in good enough range here to fire on this thing?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the missile will go a long way.
All right, so we'll send one after that. How about we send one after this search radar over here as well?
One thing you can do to help it is actually to pick your nose up a little bit to give it a little bit of trajectory.
Okay. We'll send one after the SA-8.
Yep.
And after that one. Okay.
Oh, that one. Yeah, nice. I launched a couple of those. I did a 3 harm salvo at 2 in the morning in towards Baghdad, and they were really long shots, so I was picking my nose up 30 degrees to launch on a pre-planned GPS target. Launch one, do a racetrack. 90 seconds later, launch another one. 90 seconds later, launch another one.
Oh, wow.
At 2 in the morning. So when that rocket motor fires, there's a lot of light because it's been 2 hours of flying at night to
Oh,
get to
yeah.
that point.
And you weren't on it. There was no point on NVGs at that point, at that altitude, or anything like that, or?
We were flying NVGs, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That's some neat
Yeah.
technology.
Hmm.
Boom. All right, and boom. All good effect. We hit all them targets, and we're all
Nice.
out of harms.
That's a good simulation, Rob. That's fun.
Oh yeah, an absolute
Fun to
blast.
see.
Okay, all right. I think we've covered all the bases. Is there anything else you want to see before we head out?
No, that was great. Appreciate it. It was fun to watch.
All right, Tails. Well, I look forward to seeing you at some contests this year. Hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to meet up again in Vermont and share an adult beverage and tell some more stories. But yeah, everybody, thank you very much for coming out and joining us tonight on the Monday Night live stream. And have fun, take care, and fly safe. Check us out, Spread Aviation, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and our website, spreadaviation.com. All right, Tails, good night.
Good night.